Hello and welcome to another video. Glad you are joining me here in my diecast room in Bavaria in Germany. Today we have something special, no unboxing, no review. Today I wanted to show you this. So what is this? If you are a subscriber of my channel, then you might have seen this in the background in one of my videos. This is one of two of my displays for my 1/64th scale cars for my Matchbox and Hot Wheels mainlines. And yeah, this is a solution I came up with by myself. I did it all by myself. And if you are interested in how I did this, and especially why I did this, then stay tuned and watch this video. So here we go. If you are watching this video from the US, you might be wondering, what is this guy talking about? Why does he do something like this? I mean, you can buy displays for a reasonable price online. Well, maybe in the US, but not here in Germany. I did a lot of research and I wanted to have a huge display, but it's very hard to find something at all, and the stuff you find is very, very expensive. And yeah, I wanted to have a huge display and I wanted to display a lot of cars, so I had to come up with a very cheap solution, and that is what you see here. This is very, very cheap. So basically, this is just some chipboard that you can buy. I don't know, I think I paid 15 or 20 euros for this white chipboard. And yeah, now I want to show you how I did mount the cars on that board. I think this could be interesting. And while I'm bringing the camera closer to this display to show you how the cars are sticking on the board, I want to tell you what I'm showing you here is just an idea. So if you are a talented craftsman, I think you might come up with a better solution, and yeah, you can write it in the comments down below. I would appreciate that if you do have a good idea, but always keep in mind that I've tried to make it as cheap as possible. So yeah, now how do these cars hold on to the board? Let's take this one here off, and yeah, what do we see? We see two holes drilled into the board, and yeah, we see two metal pins, I guess you can call this, or metal wire or whatever, and this is what holds those cars. Now, what is this wire? It's this. These are hairpins that I put through these holes from the back of the board. Now, why did I use this? Two reasons. These are extremely cheap, these hairpins. I guess you can buy, I don't know, 50 or 100 for 50 cents or €1 or something, so it's really cheap. And they do have another huge advantage. You can bend them, so it's not so easy that these two holes are on the same level and always do have the same spacing. And as you can see, we do have a lot of different types of cars. Shorter wheelbase, longer wheelbase, and then you can bend these metal wires to that size you need it, and you can always change a little bit the height if the holes are not on the same level. So this is kind of the easy part, drilling the holes and sticking these hairpins through the holes. So what is the difficult part? Now we are bringing the camera back a little so that we can see more, and focus again. to make this look reasonably good, it's very, very important that you find the right grid for this, that you find the right spaces between the cars and between the rows. And that is kind of difficult, and that took me a long time. I will show you in a second my measuring, but first of all, I want to explain why it is so important. I mean, if you are a little bit into design or something, you know that these spaces and grids are so important to make something like this look reasonably good. So I left a little frame on the bottom and on the sides. So yeah, it's like a frame for the cars. And then I had to come up with the right spacing, and yeah, that is not so easy, and you have to take your time. So what I basically did, and what I can recommend, is when you're buying such a board and any size, lay this board on the floor and take some of your Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars and place them onto the board so that you can see what in your opinion does look good. And then you have to, let's say, roughly figure out the spaces. And then you shouldn't start drilling the holes right away, because you can see it if you start at the top and then you go down. Let's say you think 8 centimeters of spacing is the right thing, and then you go down. You, if you aren't very lucky, you will end up at the bottom with too less or too much space. And I hope you know what I mean. So first of all, roughly figure it out and then do a little bit of math. And I will show you what I did in a second. So first of all, I hope you can see this. Freeze the frame if you are interested in that. This is basically what I did. As you can see, this board is 1 meter and 20 centimeters long and 60 centimeters wide. And what I did was that I put 10 centimeters of frame on this board, and then I figured out the spaces. And how did I do this? Take a look right here. This is basically what I did. So if you leave 10 centimeters on the top and on the bottom, you don't have 1 meter and 20 centimeters anymore. You have 1 meter exactly left. And I wanted to have 15 rows. 15 rows, yeah. And then you get 14 spaces in between, and then you have to divide 100 to 14, and then you get the right spacing. And then you once again have to do a lot of work, because you have to get a pen and draw all that stuff onto your board before you can start to drill the holes. And then you got something like this. I hope this was interesting for you. And by the way, if you want to look at even more good or better, then you can sort your cars by color, and that is what I did, and I think it looks kind of okay. And once again, it's a very cheap way to display your cars. And what I forget, I think, was to tell you about the downside of this system. It's not too stable. So if you drop one of those cars, mostly all of them will fall down. So this is definitely not a display I would put my expensive cars on, or when you have some children that are running around in your diecast room. Definitely I wouldn't recommend that, because your cars might get damaged. But if you are a little bit careful, I think it's quite okay. You have to securely mount the board on the wall so that when you touch it, the cars do not fall down. And yeah, then I think it's kind of an okay solution. Yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you did like it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe the channel, what I definitely recommend. And I say thank you for watching, happy hunting, and see you next time. Bye.